What's up, everybody, and welcome back. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Maryland Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. Go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. So if you guys are in the Midwest, pretty much from Michigan to Minnesota to the Ohio Valley, kind of the Midwest, it's nearby, you guys have a chance for hail into today, as well as strong winds and tornadoes. That's going to continue into tomorrow. So we're going to talk about the next 48 hours for you. And then getting back into touching a little bit on that heat and the smoke that's going on in the Ohio Valley, letting you guys know what the current conditions are, how it's going to continue to look over the next few days. And then getting into tomorrow, there's another chance, like I said, for the Ohio Valley and parts of the Midwest, and things might cycle back to the Front Range. So if you guys are between, Cheyenne and pretty much Denver again, stay tuned for the end of the show and we'll talk about tomorrow's forecast. So getting into right now, though, we've got a disturbance pretty much in Canada, but it's bringing a cold front kind of down into the central parts of the Mississippi Valley and into the Ohio Valley. So we got a little rain, little showers going on through Missouri and into Illinois, and the same goes for up into not Montana, Minnesota. Getting all my M states mixed up today, so it's going to be a fun one. But Minnesota into Wisconsin here and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Got a little rain going through there too, but that should intensify later on into this afternoon and get you some severe storms. Now for the Central Plains, we'll still have storms ready out for you guys in that region, and you got a little disturbance making its way through. You got that heat, that humidity as well, but really watching this trough moving into those near 80-degree temperatures in Minneapolis, 84 in Kansas City, getting ready to fire off those storms out that way into today. And then just check out how hot it is down in the south. 93 in Dallas, 92 in Houston. You think, hey, that heat's going to get us some hail, right? But unfortunately, it's hot all the way up through the atmosphere right now, so really not going to do much in terms of hail down in Texas, even with the disturbance, just due to how hot it is through the whole atmosphere right now. It's just baking down south. So taking a look at our jet stream and what it's going to do for us up north, where we would have more of a chance at hail. It's a little cooler in the upper atmosphere here. All right, there's that trough swinging its way through the northern plains into Minnesota, and again, that's going to drop a cold front through the region, help us get those storms into today. And you got more of a disturbance out in the Rockies, and so that'll help some storms out that way as well. Then it's going to swing off to the east. There we are by Thursday afternoon. Still got a trough that's going to bring storms now into the Ohio Valley as well as parts of the Mississippi Valley into tomorrow afternoon. Still got a chance for storms along the Front Range with a very weak disturbance out that way. So yet another chance for you guys out in the I-25 corridor for tomorrow. And then we're going to just pretty much watch that trough push all the way out to the east through the rest of the week, continuing to pull those risks out east along with it through your Saturday and Sunday. So that's kind of our pattern set up for the next few days. And again, there's our significant hail model. Not much down south due to how hot it is right now. And we've got better chances pretty much from Denver out east into Iowa for today. Storms firing up around 4 p.m. Got a chance to see things, a little action sparking up through the Wisconsin-Minnesota corridor by around 4 p.m. Got some high enough values there to get us some pretty large hail. And then we'll again see that all kind of pull off to the east for tomorrow and lingering through the Front Range for your Thursday. So watching pretty much that corridor for the next 48 hours. So this is what things are going to look like out west today. Got some storms sparking up from Casper to Rapid City here. Got a chance for some hail on any of those. Rapid City, you got plenty yesterday. Could potentially get more into today for that significant hail, as well as some high winds, but it's going to be very scattered through that region into this afternoon. All right. More storm coverage is expected out through Minnesota, Wisconsin. Got some stuff sparking up, like I said, around 4 p.m., and you got enough instability, you got high significant hail model values, right? So potential to see some large hail on that. Now for Minneapolis, the question is, can these storms stay far enough west to hit you? It looks like they're kind of going to want to push off to the east, and maybe a couple of tail end storms could move through the city. But for now, looking like everything's going to stay mostly in northern Wisconsin around this afternoon and evening. Watching that all push off to the east, forming some large hail, and then we'll have more that develops through the Ohio Valley into today and tonight, and then that risk will continue for us into tomorrow. But all that together gives us a hail chance that's kind of wonky today, pretty much all the way through parts of the northern plains, central plains, and out into the Midwest for today. Largest hail is going to be possible with this initial storm development through, parts of western Nebraska, like the Scottsbluff area and just north of Cheyenne, and then, parts of western Wisconsin into this afternoon. So watching those two areas, if you guys are in like Fargo, Grand Forks, Bismarck, Rapid City, you can have a chance to see some storms producing maybe some quarters over you guys. But again, the big hail is going to stay in this corridor. So if you guys are in North Platte or again like Scottsbluff, you got a chance to see some larger hail today, and it's going to be higher than the surrounding area. So moderate chance for you guys. Low end in Cheyenne, things should probably push off to the east before it hits you. Colby, Dodge City, Omaha, again, low-end chance for you guys. And then out into the Midwest. If you guys are in Minneapolis, there is a chance for large hail, but like we talked about, it might scoot just to your east. So keeping Eau Claire right now in the higher chances for this region to see large hail, as well as Davenport and Chicago with that later band that forms into tonight through tomorrow. So kind of watching this area into, it's going to be a late evening into tomorrow kind of risk, like a transition day kind of risk here. But for earlier this afternoon, that's when we're watching Wisconsin into Minnesota. And again, the best chance is going to be Eau Claire into today. So for wind, could potentially see a similar risk with any of those storms that track through. Once we see things go linear into Wisconsin and, potential clusters of storms out west, we could possibly see some higher winds through those regions. So again, low-end chance from Fargo all the way into Rapid City, and a better chance for you guys in the western Nebraska corridor here, but low-end for everybody else to see maybe a scattered storm hit you, produce some 60-mile-an-hour gusts here and there. And then out east again, once things go linear up in Wisconsin and track down to the south, Chicago, Davenport, maybe even Milwaukee, you guys could see a higher gust today into tonight with those storms. Then for tornadoes, it's really, again, going to stay where storms initially develop, where we have that large hail chance. That's kind of when we're seeing supercells. So before things go linear, that's when your tornado chance is going to be. So again, Scottsbluff pretty much now, leaving out North Platte, really just this small corridor western Nebraska could see a brief tornado into today, as well as the Eau Claire area in Wisconsin, and keeping it just to the east of Minneapolis for today. Then for, again, today in terms of heat down south, it is just baking down there. It's like being in an oven. If you guys are in Texas, I'm sure you're used to it down there. I'm a Kentucky girl, so this is not what we see down there, but excessive heat warnings, heat advisories, excessive heat watches all across the board, pretty much from Arizona out east, even into Alabama, Tennessee, and parts of Kentucky, seeing that hot weather into today. No end times on those heat watches or heat advisories and warnings right now, because it looks like they might recycle for the next few days as that hot weather continues down there. So basically, drink lots of water, keep your pets inside, water your plants a lot. It's going to continue to just be sweltering out through the south. And if you guys are roofing, again, drink lots of water, take breaks. It's going to be really hot down in Texas for the next few days. And then in terms of smoke, if air quality is a concern for you guys, it's going to be really hazy outside through the Ohio Valley into today. Here we are by 5 p.m. Cincinnati, Louisville, even Washington, D.C., Chicago, Minneapolis, seeing lots of smoke through that region once again from those Canadian wildfires. It's going to continue through today, start maybe tapering off into Thursday, and then hopefully by your 4th of July weekend, that should be clearing out so you guys can have some better air quality through that region. But again, be on the lookout for, all that smoke and fog out through the Ohio Valley for the next few days. Then back to severe weather for tomorrow. Watching storms kind of just linger through central parts of Nebraska and then seeing things develop pretty quickly along I-25. Now for Denver, the issue is we're seeing more storm development out east. A couple of rogue storms possible far south as you guys on I-25, but we got to really kind of watch it and see if that continues to be a possibility. So right now they're jumping up on our models, but not quite ready to pull the trigger on Denver hail risk for tomorrow quite yet. But Cheyenne, you guys have a chance as well into tomorrow by around 7 p.m. Got some isolated storms developing through that area, and then everything pushes off to the east as it does. Tends to produce a wind risk through the region with some scattered small hail lingering into your Friday. Then for the Mississippi Valley and into the Ohio Valley, you got that first system that's going to track down through Kentucky, and then a second round popping up by around 6 p.m. through the Milwaukee area with another chance of some large hail. That's going to track down southward through Michigan, through the Great Lakes region, and then we'll have yet another band tracking through by 4 a.m. into your Friday. So multiple rounds. This afternoon is going to be the start of multiple waves of severe weather that you guys could potentially see over the next 48 hours. And then this will eventually move through the Springfield area and out by your Friday as that trough continues off to the east. So for tomorrow's hail forecast, pretty much those two areas with a small corridor of hail possible through central Nebraska, Missouri, and Iowa. So if you guys are out through Cheyenne, again, not going to put Denver in it quite yet, but come back tomorrow because that could change. Things looking to develop through eastern Wyoming, pushing off to the east with potentially some ping pong to golf ball sized stones, and then dropping off our hail chances once things transition more towards wind in central Nebraska for, well, this says Rapid City, that's North Platte, and Colby into tomorrow. Then off east into the, or I guess Midwest, it's kind of off east into the Midwest. We got Milwaukee, Chicago, and Springfield in our highest chances to see severe hail into tomorrow. Davenport's low end just because it's going to be the tail end of today's risk moving out of your area for tomorrow's hail. And then we got a second band tracking through Milwaukee. That's when you could potentially see some large hail in Milwaukee up to 2 inches or maybe even larger for tomorrow afternoon. And then taking our hail sizes down once we move towards Kentucky and Ohio for tomorrow with those $1/4 to $1/2 size chances. For wind, now we could potentially see, again, more wind through central Nebraska into Colby, Kansas. Now, you know, as things line out, we could potentially see some 60-mile-an-hour gusts moving through that area. Lower in chance for Cheyenne because things look more individual, more haily out that way. Then tracking off into the Midwest from Minneapolis to Grand Rapids. Once things kind of form that line, we could see, or I guess this is Milwaukee, everything's all over the place today, but Milwaukee into Grand Rapids could potentially see a moderate chance of seeing some wind pushing through with that band of storms. Same thing for Chicago all the way down into Louisville for tomorrow's risk. And then we also have a potential to see some tornadoes through the central part of this area, as well as maybe a scattered tornado or two through the western risk. So we'll talk more about that into tomorrow's forecast as well. But then I'm going to leave you guys with our tropical outlook. We got the remnants of Cindy here, and they've even expired the remnants of that. So 0% chance across the next 2 and 7 days to see that develop, but there's what's left of Cindy. And then right next to the remnants of Cindy is another tropical system that has a somewhat better chance of developing. Still not great. It's headed up north. There is a little bit of wind shear in the area, and it's moving into cooler waters, which doesn't really help us, but it does have a 10% chance of developing over the next 2 days and 20% over the next 5 to 7 days of potentially developing. So low, but not impossible for this system as it continues to track through the Atlantic. So that's all we have for you guys for today and tomorrow. Make sure to stay tuned to our pages. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. Smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And we go live on TikTok with any live coverage as well. So make sure to follow us at Hail Trace on TikTok and see some behind the scenes footage as well. And if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can go ahead and scan that QR code up above me or click the link in the description to this video to go ahead and get access to our products if you don't have it already. Or if you just want to know more about the company, give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.